the dark, and then we'll go.
We'll never surrender.
Skin boots on a Saturday night.
Hello guys, this is the Gaming Revolution here and welcome back to an all new Black Ops 3 Zombies video. Now today we're going to be discussing about the prospect of Dr. GROPH somehow still being alive after we blew up the moon at the end of the Der Eisendrache Easter egg. Now once again, as always, this is another pre-recorded video. At the time you're watching this video, I'm currently on holiday for 2 weeks, so if you're wondering why I'm not staying up to date with news or any new Easter eggs have been found and you're wondering why I'm not covering them, that is indeed the case. But if you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe and drop a like down below, and let's jump straight into it. So obviously before Black Ops 3 Zombies was released, we got this poster given to us, and this poster read "Only the Cursed Survive," and it showed some sort of unknown zombie that was indeed holding a card that showed the beast symbol on it that obviously the characters on Shadows of Evil have imprinted on their hands, as they are indeed cursed. Well, back at the time no one knew who this character was, and we still don't know who this character is, but a lot of people thought for some weird reason that it was Hudson. But regardless to that, Only the Cursed Survive is most likely referring to the blood vials. We obviously know that Richtofen has the 2 blood vials from Sal DeLuca and Finn O'Leary from Mob of the Dead, so he has visited Mob of the Dead prior to Origins at some point, and obviously we have further quotes from GROPH to back this up, and we also do know that the Shadows of Evil characters know the Mob of the Dead characters. There's quotes mentioning each other, or there's also quotes from the Weasel mentioning Nikolai and the other way around. Nikolai, why do I keep hearing that name, etc, etc. And the Mob of the Dead plane has been following us throughout the zombie storyline. And after Zetsubo no Shima, we saw the characters go through a rift portal, which they went somewhere, and the other characters collected blood vials as well, and we think that they've gotten blood vials from the transit crew based on this cipher, which you can see on screen from GROPH, and the transit crew most likely experimented on and their blood was extracted. This may have some sort of link into the Nuketown bunker. Now obviously at the moment no one knows what the true purpose of the blood vials is. We know that Richtofen's most likely going to be using it for his quote-unquote reassurance policy. It's most likely going to be used as a backup plan. It's going to be used when everything goes tits up, which is most likely going to happen in DLC 4, whether that's because Dr. Monty betrays us or Maxis betrays us, or it all just goes messed up due to the manipulation, most likely from Dr. Monty, which it most likely will, especially with Dr. Monty manipulating the characters. Dr. Monty will turn against us. He's quite clearly evil if you can't already tell, and Maxis most likely is keeping something from Richtofen as well. It's going to end in just a load of shenanigans. Most likely the blood's going to be used as a second attempt in my personal opinion, but it's irrelevant what the blood is used for. But I'm just trying to give some sort of backstory in terms of the quote "Only the Cursed Survive," because I think we're getting the blood from cursed characters, and that's why we've gotten blood from the Mob of the Dead crew, and that's why we've gotten blood from the transit crew, because technically speaking the transit crew are cursed as well. And for example, Who's Who allows them to move around whilst they're dead, just like Beast mode, just like Purgatory, just like Afterlife mode. It's the same concept, and they've most likely gotten blood from the Shadows of Evil crew as well, although that's not confirmed. So most likely they need blood from cursed characters in order to survive if everything goes wrong. It's going to be used as a backup plan. But you may be thinking, how the hell does this reference back to Dr. GROPH still being alive? Where the hell are you going with this? Well, I think it's pretty obvious where I'm going. We obviously blew up the moon at the end of the Der Eisendrache Easter egg, and in doing so, we assume that we killed Dr. GROPH. Now, we've also got to bear in mind that right before we blew up the moon, the MPD teleported back to the moon. So the MPD was on the moon when it was blown up, and this is really significant. Some people think that the MPD is gone now, but we know there's multiple MPDs, since there is a cipher on GROPH that says the Keepers have been placing MPDs throughout the realms. Well, they didn't directly say MPD, but they said transference devices, and we just assumed that it was referring to the MPDs. But here is my proposition. I'm going to throw up an image on screen now, and just leave your initial thoughts down in the comment section down below. What do you think of this? I just noticed this the other day, and I just looked at it and I thought, this can't be right, surely not. But I'm starting to think it is. Look at the lab jacket that they're wearing. It's almost identical, and when I mean identical, I mean identical. The color, just everything about it is the same. The only difference is that on the Only the Cursed Survive poster, he's got his sleeves wrinkled up. That's literally the only difference. His tie is exactly the same. They're both bald as well. Honestly, they look identical. Now, I could be completely wrong here, but I'm starting to think more and more that the character that we see within the Only the Cursed Survive poster, the first ever teaser image that we got for Black Ops 3 Zombies, and which sets the scene and which we will most likely find out the true meaning of within DLC 4, I think that that character is indeed Dr. GROPH, and it seems so mind-blowing, it doesn't make any sense. But more evidence that it could indeed be Dr. GROPH is the zombie has red eyes, and we've seen red eyes being reintroduced within Good Old Crovey, the first time we've ever seen red eyes since Mob of the Dead. Now, some people think that's because Dr. Monty may be controlling those zombies, but that's irrelevant what it means. All that it means is that this zombie right here that we see on this poster is after the events of Good Old Crovey, and what this means is that this image is going to be explained very, very soon. Now, I could be completely wrong about this being Dr. GROPH, but maybe he's still alive, and maybe he is in fact zombified. Honestly, it's not too far-fetched. We blew up the moon, and we know that the moon is just littered with element 115. Most likely when we blew up the moon, it caused and brung up a load of crates of element 115. So that could be just a simple explanation as to why he has turned into a zombie, but he doesn't look like a regular zombie. He looks a lot more demonic. Well, maybe when we blew up the MPD, something happened. Maybe it caused something to happen, a rip in space and time. Maybe it caused Dr. GROPH to become extremely corrupt. It could have corrupted his soul, it could have corrupted his body. I was under the assumption that maybe the MPD is invincible, but maybe it can be blown up, and maybe when it is blown up, there are catastrophic outcomes because of this. What if when we blew up the moon, Dr. GROPH was affected drastically by this, and he's holding the card with the beast mode symbol on, which ties back to Shadows of Evil, and his head seems to be fading away as if it's ripping through the different universes. I really don't know what I think of this theory because I would like to believe it, and there's a lot of evidence for it in my personal opinion, but it just sounds too stupid to be true. What if within DLC 4 Revelations, within the Easter egg ending, we have to fight Dr. GROPH? This is the most stupidest theory I have ever come up with, but honestly that's why it is a theory. I don't really know, I don't know what I think of this. Now, we do know that the moon is still present on Good Old Crovey because it's a different universe. It's a different universe from the universe that we were in within Der Eisendrache, so the moon isn't blown up based on these images which you can see and find on Good Old Crovey, which show live broadcastings from the moon. And we also have the GROPH modules which come from the sky, but we don't know where they come from. Most likely they could be coming from the moon. I honestly don't know what I think of this theory. I am baffled by it. In my personal opinion, I think this theory is a bit too far-fetched. I would like to believe it. I think there's a lot of evidence there, and it definitely gets my mind tingling, but the storyline is so messed up after Good Old Crovey with the introduction of Dr. Monty, and the storylines become so all over the place that pretty much any theory goes at the moment. You can't say one theory's wrong, you can't say one theory's right, because the storyline is so messed up at the moment that honestly anything could happen really with DLC 4. But let me know all of your thoughts on this down in the comment section down below. I know this may seem pretty stupid to some, I know it is very far-fetched. I mean, it's far-fetched to me, and I'm the one who came up with this theory, but it just seems too coincidental that this character looks so ridiculously similar to Dr. GROPH. But without further ado, thank you for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're not here for the latest and greatest Black Ops 3 Zombies news and information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye. Are you guys interested in getting free Call of Duty points for free supply drops and liquid divinium and or DLC as well? Well, have I got news for you. There's going to be a link in this video's description where you can download a 100% free app. Upon downloading this app, you can then install it, and then you can download apps via this app. Via downloading the app as well as sharing the app with your friends via your referral code, You will very quickly build up a ton of points of which you can then purchase Xbox Live, PSN or Steam cards, which can then be used to get 100% free COD points as well as DLC. Hopefully this helps.